Evening guys, and it's Callum from Spurs Diehards. I'm just giving a quick loan update for this weekend, and it was a mixed bag of loans for Spurs this weekend. Some players getting on to play a lot are still struggling to get game time at the moment. So let's start the Scottish League. Mikey Moore got 45 minutes for Rangers, got hooked. Still not going positive for Russell Martin or Mikey, so definitely one to keep an eye on. I would probably say that we may have a situation where we need to have a look at it in January, but at the moment I think the consensus has to be that he has to play, and he is playing, and trials and tribulations like this will make it a lot better for him if he's going to have the arrogance to be one of the best players in the Premier League, which he wants to be. So one of them where he's got a future, but I think he needs to definitely do some more to earn his stripes and to play for the badge, because he's not really taking on his man. He's very lightweight at the moment, so needs to do more. Alfie Dorrington started for Aberdeen, 95 minutes for him. Alfie's doing alright, but I don't think he has a future at the club, so definitely one where he's putting himself in the shop window, and he got a clean sheet, so what more can you ask for a defender? Jamie Donnelly and Ash Phillips, they continue not to get game time at Stoke. This is growing quite concerning from my point of view. I think that there is two good players there, and I think both could have future at Spurs, but if they're not getting game time, then Spurs may have to reassess it in January. We apparently have recall clauses in place, so that could be positive for them to come back, but they still continue to sit on the subs bench over existing Stoke players who are on permanent deals with them. Well, Lancashire continued his goal scoring form, 3 goals in 5 games for Oxford United. Will's turning into a very good player, and someone I'm very excited for the future, and probably the closest thing we've got to Harry Kane in terms of a goal scorer in the young generations at the moment. Alfie Devine, good favourite of mine, has got 62 minutes for Preston North End. He definitely is doing himself a lot of favours. There is a buy clause in there, so he's most likely to leave Spurs at the end of the year unless something dramatically changes. Whether Preston activate it or whether he goes to another club, I reckon there'll probably be buyback clauses or big sell-on clauses like with Troy Parrott and the Josh Keeley deals that have been done in recent years. Yamin Hook remained a substitute on the bench only. He didn't get on in the Portsmouth-Southampton game yesterday, which ended in a 0-0 draw. He needs to be getting game time. If not, he would be looking for a different club from January. Demola Rajai, he hasn't continued his early sort of game runs at the moment. He is becoming more of a sub, well, an unused sub if anything, so he needs to get back out there. George Abbott got 67 minutes in League One, very positive for him, definitely a good player there. I don't think he's got much future at the club, but he will be pushing to get a permanent move at the end of the year or next year. Tyrese Hall, 42 minutes, came on as a later sub for his respective team. I don't see much change in him this year, but he has signed an extension to his contract, so we're likely to see something new with him going forward, and there's definitely a chance that he could make it. Alejo for Liz, 42 minutes, and then has injured himself, so he is likely to be having tests to check to see what position he will be in for Rosario Central going forward. Luka Vuskovic, unfortunately, was on the end of a 5-0 loss for Hamburg, but he did come out the highest rated player for Hamburg. It's just very unfortunate when you're making your first start for them on the end of a Harry Kane brace. But big hopes for him in the future, and definitely one to watch out for in the Bundesliga this year. Solomon remains with the Yellow Submarine in Spain. He will be ineligible to play tomorrow night, so we shall see, but they did lose at the weekend, so it will be interesting to see how he gets on. Just to add to it, both our under-16s and under-18s respectively beat West Ham, with the under-16s scoring 6 to a respective 6-0 victory, and the under-18s scoring 5 in a 5-0 win over them, with Frankie Day, Oliver Boast and many others being on the score sheet. So very positive from a Spurs point of view, and that did put our aggregate score of 14-0 over West Ham for this weekend. So very positive. Obviously we will be looking for more wins and hoping our loans do turn out more respectively secured as we go forward. But as always, thank you very much, and come on you Spurs.